Akasamarasa Shandarasa Mariape, Akasamarasa Shandarasa Mariape. Do you see people who are deceptive around you? I'm not talking about this room alone. Do you see people who are deceptive around you? Do you see people who break their promises? Do you see greedy people who are always trying to get free things off you every day? Do you see people who cheat and lie to you? Do you see people who break their promises? Do you or not?
Yes.
Does it not make you furious and angry? Does it make you really angry? And when they do it to you over and over, how does it make you feel? Come on.
You want to get near them, run away from them.
Louder, Lou baby. Louder. Bercy, louder.
Run away from them.
No, how does it make you feel, not how they feel?
Feel like not to want to get close to them.
How else does it make you? Come on, tell me all the emotions it makes somebody feel. Alright? One by one, quick. And then when you lose trust, you feel anger, you feel disappointment, how they react back? You shout, you scream, you avoid them. You want revenge, you want to kill them. You say bad things, you gossip, right? Because that's how we are trained ourselves to think. Now we change perspective. All the deception you see, all the deception out there, all the lies, the killing, the rape, the murders, the animal abuse, the bad parents, the bad kids, all the people who steal, all the people who always take things for free, take you for granted, take you for a ride, all that suffering and pain, anger, and all that deception comes and dissolves into light and infuriates Sengdongma. And Sengdongma's 3 wrathful eyes, and her moving breasts, and her fury, and the fire that comes from her, the skulls, and her holding blood, and her trampling, and her dancing, is a result of her perceiving all the suffering and the causes of suffering that all of you create. So it manifests in tremendous anger within her being. And the anger manifests in divine anger, where she's trampling on your suffering. She's cutting your attachments. She's drinking your karma. And she's showing you a furious face because she's so infuriated with the suffering and the causes of sufferings and the actions you create. So in Sengdongma's mind, your negative action, your deception, your lack of discipline, your lack of integrity creates divine anger in her. The divine anger manifests in the form of a one-faced, 2-armed lady trampling on your obstacles, that by reciting her mantra, you purify the karma for her to become angry. You purify the causes of you to become angry. You purify all stains of karma and habits. So her fury and her anger, don't see her as that little statue on the altar. She's the size of the sun. She's so massive you can barely see her mouth. And her fire is so great it burns up this earth. Surrounding her is earthquakes, tremors, lightning, thunder, wild dark animals. So wind, smoke. And you just hear her shouting and screaming. And her shouting and screaming pervades the 3 realms. It pervades 4 formless and desire realm, the 10 directions. 4 cardinal, intermediate, up and down, the 10 directions. And her whole mantra pervades the 10 directions. All you hear booming is Aka Samarasa Shandarasa Maraya Pe. Aka Samarasa Shandarasa Maraya Pe. Booming and booming. It is booming so loud, yet it doesn't hurt your ear. Because with the power of her mantra and her sound, it pushes away your attachments. It makes you focus. So your anger, our attachments, our negative karma, our deceptions, our laziness, our mind games, our lies, our greediness, all comes to her. And it manifests as a one-faced, 2-armed, lion-faced king on fire. And she's jumping and screaming and moving her head in wrath and chopping and destroying and trampling your deceptions, your projections. So when we see this of other people, we get angry, we react back, we create more negative karma. When she sees it, she manifests in the form of a lady who by seeing, hearing, meditating, practicing, reciting, making offerings to, purify the causes of that very anger. I repeat, when you see other people's anger, and you see other people's deception, and you see their tricks, and you see their lies, and you see them always doing things to hurt and harm, and they assume you're stupid, it makes you furious. It makes you want to hit them. It makes you want to lie to them. It makes you want to hurt them, get them, gossip about them. It creates more causes in you to do more harm so that you create more negative karma to be around that even more. But Sengdongma sees the same thing. And when Sengdongma sees that, not just in the small group, in all sentient beings, it creates the energy of her having so much wrath, so much power, shaking and trembling, moving and dancing. And her mantra, her fire, her body, her breast, her face, her shoulders, her arms, her leg, her toenail, her claws, completely becomes a very object that takes away all of that from you. So you focus on her dancing, her moving, her shaking. You focus on her mantra, booming like thunder in your ears, and you hear nothing else. That's another way to drown out the noise in your mind. You focus on that. So sentient beings' negative actions infuriate her to emanate into a causal body, into a physical body and mantra to destroy the causes of your anger and suffering. Your anger and suffering that you see of others makes you even more angry and create more karma. You see the difference? You understand that? How do you feel?
Visualization.
Makes sense? Yes. Now do you know why she emanated and why she's in her wrath? Her wrath, you're making her angry. You're making her pissed off. And she's gaping at you with her mouth open and screaming at you. And her fangs are bared at you. And by doing that, it purifies her karma. It creates a mantra from her mouth that when you recite purifies your speech. So your negative habits and mind and actions infuriates her to create herself in such a way that it purifies the very causes that in the future you won't be like that. Whereas in your case, my case, when I see that, it infuriates me to commit even a crime. So everything I do becomes more suffering. So when you create more sufferings and I'm pissed off, you cheat me, I'm going to beat the hell out of you. So I create more karma to meet even more people who cheat me so I can beat the hell out of them and create even more karma. But your cheating and your lying makes Sengdongma emanate in such a form that it creates the sound and body and visual in such a way that by contacting her, reciting her mantra, you don't do that anymore. And hence that is why she's furious. Her blue body represents equanimity, Dharmakaya. Don't lie, don't hate. Her blue body, in a nutshell, is the 8 worldly dharmas. Her two breasts represents one view, not two. That's why the breasts are saggy. Women's breasts were erect and beautiful, erect and plump are considered beautiful. When it hangs, it's considered not beautiful. So why does she have two breasts? Her two breasts represent two views, contradicting views. Because they're hanging, it means there are no two views. The two views are wrong. Sour, hanging. Her knife is in the air. She's just not standing there like some kind of weird spastic. She's chopping, she's cutting, she's slicing, she's destroying. And she's taking your karma and putting it inside her gabala and drinking it. Why does she drink it? Because delusions, negative karma, and harm, and horrible actions never affect her. That's why she can drink it. You can't drink it. You can't drink other people's harms. When people do harm to you, you never take it, you fight back. That's why you suffer. Sengdongma drinks it. Why does she drink it? Because she shows you her state of enlightenment can never be harmed. Reach her state. Her body is naked and magnificent. She shows you her private heart. Why? She has no fear of ego anymore. She's egoless. She doesn't care what she looks like, how she looks, your opinion, that opinion, because your opinions are false. Her hair is standing up straight, orange, on fire. Like fire. You know when fire makes that sound? What's that called? Huh? Her hair is burning. It's like thunder, burning. All gnosis, all perceptions, all projections are burned. She has no projections. Head standing up, meaning she's reached highest level of nirvana. She has no projections. It's all burned up. Her face is furious, and that of a lion, roaring, moving, the king of animals. She's kind of weird because if she's female, she shouldn't have a mane, right? I mean, male lions have a mane, females don't. Maybe it's a wig, Tina Turner wig, I don't know. So she borrowed a Tina Turner wig and but nothing in the emanations of Buddha makes sense in our world anyways. And she's looking, she's roaring with 3 eyes. She's letting you know, by doing her meditations and her practice, you do not need eyes to see. You will have the eye of wisdom. Her fangs are bearing at the 4 types of Maras and telling you to practice the 4 Noble Truths. Because the 4 Noble Truths is the way to destroy all Maras. All. Her tongue is flickering. Her hair is moving. Her body is moving. She's alive. And she's filled with fire. That fire is fed by you. As long as you keep creating karma, you keep making suffering, you keep cheating, you keep lying, her fire stays burning and she stays alive to help you. She arose to absorb your suffering. And all you hear is her booming mantra. So while you're doing her retreat and her mantra, you can do 2 things to create concentration. One is to block out all thoughts, hear nothing, see nothing, focus nothing, although your eyes are open. Or focus on her mantra. That's what you hear. That's not what you're saying with your mouth. Booming. Why is it so loud? Quick. Once upon a time, there was a little baby. Tell us about you. Quick.
Once upon a time.
Can you even concentrate on what you're saying? Okay, get lost. And when you have that booming mantra, it's not just indiscriminate sounds. It's the mantra of a Lady Buddha who purifies your body, speech, and mind. So when that mantra is booming and loud, coming from her body, speech, and mind, even the pores of her body, the mantra is coming out and penetrating your body. You don't have time to think of your garbage in your mind. 2 ways to develop concentration. Do you see what I'm saying now? Abby, isn't that powerful? You look amazed. Are you amazed? What are you amazed about?
Because her anger is out of compassion and can help.
We always say that, but how does that work? That's what I'm explaining to you. We always say that. Rajugi's anger is out of compassion. How does that work? How do you have compassion and anger? When I'm angry, I'm angry. What compassion? Get out of my way. Now you understand. And I was saying in my room, I had that premonition. I had to come and tell you guys how to explain the anger to you. That's how you visualize Sengdongma. And then if you want to go further, beings from her pores of her body, beautiful lady, Sengdongma, this powerful lady, goes out and touches every single sentient, even the sentient, especially the sentient beings that bother the shit out of you. Oops, sorry, I'm on camera. Bother the kaboots out of you. And more go to them, not to get revenge on them, for compassion. Isn't that powerful?